Hello pandas and other scrap enthusiasts. These are all the gifts that I have received, have given myself, or would give to somebody who was starting out on their scrap metal journey. Each one of these has transformed my scrapping adventure, and I now consider them indispensable parts of the kit. And ideally, I always bring them with me in the truck or vehicle when I'm on a scrap adventure. This is not an exhaustive list of everything that you would ever need. There are definitely lots of other tools and accessories that make things easier, but these ones are what I consider my bare minimum. Most of them end up being around $20 or $25, so they're in a pretty similar price range as well. That said, I don't think I bought any of these new. Let's start small. $1.
Starting small, something that absolutely every scrapper needs. A magnet. Personally, I really like this one. You've probably seen me use it a lot. Now, a lot of scrappers will have a microwave magnet, and those are great because they're free. But personally, I really like the one with a light handle that you can just slide back and forth. And I put it at $1 because I think that's what I paid for this one. I would just have these laying around because no matter how experienced you are, it's nice to just be able to quickly check if something has steel in it.
And then this little one, $15.
I wouldn't bother getting one of these unless it was $15 or less, because there's a lot of imitation ones out there. But it surprised me how frequently I end up using this. This is the Gator Grip. It's one of those universal socket thingies, and although it's not the best tool for a lot of situations, if you're out and about in the field, as it were, it's incredible how often this is useful for taking stuff apart. I wouldn't really use it in working on a car or like mechanic situations, but for taking junk apart, I love having this around.
$10, but could go up from there.
$10, I see a lot of people out there not using these. A simple pair of gloves. Now, these are not my absolute favorite ones. I couldn't find my favorite ones. I have a favorite brand. They are the Watson gloves. I like the Watson Stealth. I also really like the Watson Flex Time. And they make a Watson Flex Time for winter, which is the same, but they have a little bit of insulation or lining in them. They're really nice. They're so nice that I use them all the time and I lose them all the time. Those are my preferred gloves, whichever one suits you, but it's good to have a lot of these around. I keep them in every toolbox, in every vehicle, all around the house. Gotta have them. That's my recommendation for gloves.
$15.
This is an item that I didn't realize was as affordable as it actually was, so I struggled without it for the longest time until a viewer, Catherine, sent these to me. Actually, she supported me with tools off of my wish list a fair bit, so shout out to her. But we're talking about a portable set of bits. These, I struggled with just whatever junk I could find and make work, and it was silly to not have a set at home and a set dedicated for in the vehicle. So that's what these are. Now I always have them on me. It was far too often I would just, if only I had a Robertson, I could do this right now. Definitely have a set of these in the vehicle at all times.
$20.
This just lives at home. This is not a take out and about everywhere, but it is an absolute must-have. And I do have a preference. And again, this is just an example. Your extension cord. Why am I making an example of this? Well, because you gotta have the one that has the ground in it. I have a fair few extension cords that only have the little 2-prong. That doesn't quite work with a lot of tools. So this is a short little one that fits on camera. I'm not encouraging this one in particular. There is a really nice version that I will link and throw a picture, but absolutely at least one good extension cord, and you can fix them. I have a bunch that I just found because people threw out because they drove over them with a lawnmower. Easy to fix, especially if you're keeping them at home and not dragging them through the snow. Extension cord.
Also $20.
Now at this level, we've got a couple different options, and these are two of my favorites. Yes, this is a multi-pack. Your wire cutters. I really like these ones. I have two pairs. One was a gift, and the other one I got for myself. These are the ones that I just like to have around all the time. They're reliable, they're strong, they're not a pair of pliers, so don't abuse them. But because they're small and they don't have a ton of leverage, sometimes you need to upgrade, and that is what the cable cutters are for. These are not terribly expensive either. You can spend a lot of money on these if you want to, but these ones... I have cut through so much stuff with this. When this doesn't quite do it, it's good to have them both around. And if you have a little money to spend, something that can be really helpful, the big one. I need to sharpen mine. They're kind of chipped up, but these giant cable cutters are fantastic for a lot of things. Put them in the vise to cut copper pipe. They've got a 24-inch pair of handles, so these can be kind of expensive. I didn't buy these. These were also a gift of sorts. There's a story there. Doesn't matter. They're mine now. And I don't use them all the time, but when I do, wow, good to have.
$25.
Now at this level, this is available at all different price points. You can spend $100 if you want, or you can do what I did and find a pretty nice one used for $25, or you can get the cheaper ones new for $25. But this one was transformative. The trusty pipe wrench. I went so long without one of these. I don't know why I was telling myself I didn't need it. That was untrue. This thing has come in clutch so many times, and you can just beat the heck out of it. It's built to take it. Excellent addition. Wouldn't be without it.
$25.
At this same price point is an unsung hero that has been with me for a long time. These are my grips. Yes, they're heavily loved. I have these in several different sizes. Now, there's a lot of different solutions, a lot of different products for this, but I like these ones because they've got a good grip, they're adjustable, they get good leverage because of the gooseneck design. You can really get into something and then just sort of bend it out. This one, I would encourage anybody to give it a try. There's a lot of different pliers out there. These are mine.
$25.
Now, at this point, this seems like a nice to have. It's really not. I would encourage anyone to give these a try because, as far as I'm concerned, they're an absolute necessity. Proper ear protection. These are not expensive, and you only get one set of ears. So at $25, aluminum is noisy. Hammering on metal and steel is noisy. Throwing stuff in and out of a truck is noisy. If you're going to be sitting there processing a bunch of stuff, I know it's not as fun as having a pair of Bluetooth headphones. Hey, maybe I should try that. Ear protection. These have saved me many, many times. We're not getting any younger. Let's take care of ourselves, right?
Now we're moving into the higher tier categories. I did not spend the sticker price on these, and I would suggest finding them used on an online marketplace or something like that, like I did. $50.
Now we're stepping it up a little bit. And again, some people might feel like this is a nice to have, but it's not. This is a necessity. We're talking about the respirator. Yes, we're still taking care of ourselves. Now, this is the 3M one. They are a little bit more pricey, but that's the $50 level. You can get a kit with this and the set of these. Now, I need to get new ones, at least new outside filters, but you can get a cheap version of this. I haven't tried the cheap knockoff version. It's about half the price, but I wouldn't be without it. Now, these big ones, these are for organic vapors. You can get the thin pink ones that are more just for particulate filter. grinding and cutting metal and scrap is dusty, it's gross, it's not good for you. We take care of ourselves in this house. Get yourself a respirator if you don't have one.
Also, $50.
Now, in the $50 level, this one kind of surprised me because I didn't realize quite how expensive these were. And I'm not saying you should go out and buy one new, but I am saying this is the correct choice. We're talking about the hammer. Now, this particular design, this is called a cross-peen hammer. You can get a ball-peen hammer. That's the one that concentrates, it's got a round shape on the end there. You can get a claw hammer, but the cross-peen hammer is the right one for breaking stuff down because you've got the I think this is a 3-pound one. You can go bigger or smaller, and they usually come with a longer handle. But I find this smaller handle that I fit onto this head that I found when I was out picking up scrap. This works great for me. I like this little short one. This little stubby fits great in the bag, and the cross peen is the best for breaking through stuff. Just hammer time is the best time when you're scrapping, and I think the cross peen is the best way to get work done quickly and efficiently. They do cost $50 or more brand new, but I guarantee you there's a pawn shop near you in your area that has some broken, rusty, junky one of these sitting in the back and a pile of tools that nobody's looked at for years. They don't go bad. Wipe it down with some WD-40 or soak it in some vinegar if it's a little rusty. Doesn't matter. It's a hammer. I'm not saying you should spend $50 on one of these, but I am saying you should have one.
I hope some of you are enjoying guessing what these are before they get opened up, because you have seen them all before. $50.
Now, one of the larger items on the table. This here, I did not buy. I found this in one of my treasure hunting adventures, and I guess I thought I was going to just try and clean it up and sell it, but no, I would not be without this anymore. Talking about the full face shield. Yes, eye protection is the third piece of the trifecta of PPE. Well, I guess there's gloves. Just the goggle, the little eye protection, I find there's always stuff that just finds its way under or around the sides. It just doesn't work quite good enough. And this, it doesn't seem to fog up for me because it's large and it's got lots of airflow, but it protects your whole face. You're not going to get, a sunburn from grinding sparks into your cheeks or whatever. I love this thing. It's the only thing I want to use. I suggest getting one. Yes, they're $50. You can spend up to $80 on one, but it pays itself off. Get yourself one.
$80.
Can't imagine this item is a big mystery, but it does make a big difference. I have, I think, 4 of these right now. This one you haven't actually seen on the channel yet. We're talking about the bench vise. Now this one I just got. It's a little bit of an upgrade from the one that I've been using, and I kind of need to take it apart and grease it, but they don't really go bad. You take them apart, grease them up, put them back together. This made such a big difference. And yes, thanks to you, I decided to mount it, just like bolt it into a log. And I should probably get a bigger log because that one still tends to walk around. But it makes an enormous difference to your productivity, being able to just clamp something down and work on it. If you don't have one, it's non-negotiable. You'll love it. I know I do.
And the biggest ticket items on the table, which are pricey if you buy them new, but $200.
Now, at the $200 level, this pricing does seem a bit aggressive, but that's the brand new MSRP. I did not pay this much. I think I traded for this. But we're talking about the battery-powered drill. I honestly use this daily. This is a complete non-negotiable. I would not want to be without this. Now, you do have a lot of choices when it comes to a battery-powered drill. I'm sure any manufacturer of the big four is fine. And the 12 volt are actually quite nice. There's a lot of power in the 12 volt solutions, and they also have an impact driver if you want something a little smaller. I went with the 18 volt solution because these batteries are also the kind that I'll use for a whole bunch of other tools. So I just like having the one battery available. But if you don't need a circular saw and a portable reciprocating saw and that kind of stuff, then the 12 volt should be fine. And you will use it again and again and again and again. If you don't have one, I don't know how you're living like that.
$250.
So this one is a bit of a follow-up, and perhaps you can guess what's in here. This one, there are various solutions. $250 is not necessary. We're talking about the angle grinder. This probably made the biggest difference and was the number one upgrade. I don't know why I was doing things the way I was doing, probably just to keep things affordable, until I got this, but wow, all the time. I use this all the time. Now, the cordless solution is quite a bit pricier, and I'm glad I'm able to enjoy using this and bringing it around, but the corded one is actually superior. This has portability, but it lacks a lot of power, and no matter what battery you're using, it won't really last that long. I always use it, so that's great, but whenever I'm at home, this is the only correct solution because you get far more amperage with an actual plugged into the wall solution, and they're much, much cheaper. I think brand new, this will run around $100, and brand new, the cordless one is around $250, including the battery. This one was actually a gift from my friend Chris, and the other one I bought for the equivalent of like $40. And to go along with that, the Diamond Blade solution, that is an excellent, excellent product. I was a little unsure how much I was going to like this thing, and it's not the best solution for steel. I would still use abrasive wheels when it comes to steel, but when cutting through copper, be it pipe or windings or whatever, these get the Diablo or the Lennox. I was also really impressed with the off-brand Easy Arc one. That's very similar to the Lennox or the Diablo. Unfortunately, these were half the price, and now when I look, they're the same price. So you might as well just get the Lennox. I'm not suggesting you get the cordless one, but I am suggesting this is a must-have.
And $200.
Now this is the final one on the list, and it does seem a little pricey, but you won't feel that way after you use it for a little while. I'm not saying this is a must-have. You can definitely get by just fine without it, but once you try one, you'll never go back. Yes, I am talking about the Stripmeister drill-powered wire stripper. This thing, I have used it in many, many videos, and I will use it in many more. I realize it's not the best solution for people who are moving high volume, but that's not what it's made for. Look how small this thing is. It combos perfectly with the bench vise, and it's not something I'd call portable, but it's such a clever small solution. It works amazing. They put a lot of effort into designing this. Yes, they did send this to me as a review copy, but that's got nothing to do with this video. I just really, really like this product. Maybe there's something comparable in a cheaper option nowadays, and if you do work through a lot of wire, you'll probably want one that has a motor attached to it, a more dedicated solution. But for people who are hobbyist to semi-pro level, who aren't exclusively focused on stripping wire, but do get some decent stuff from time to time, this takes no time at all and increases the value significantly. I'm really pleased with it, and what more can I say? Excellent product. Glad to have it. Love using it.
And there you have it, my Scrapper's Holiday Gift Guide. I understand this is, as presented, very niche. So really, it's the core essentials, 15 essential tools, and if any of these were misplaced, I would replace them immediately because they have transformed and become absolutely critical to my level of scrapping. Now, of course, if you wanted to upgrade to a serious professional level, there are lots of tools that would help expand and make you more efficient, and I would definitely suggest a trailer to be one of them. You don't need a truck if you have a trailer, but you can get very far with just these alone. I will, of course, link all of these in the description below if anybody is looking to pick one up. And I would love for you to share with me any suggestions that you have about tools that you consider indispensable now that they've transformed your scrapping adventures. Once again, thanks for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Leave it better than you found it. Keep doing the thing.